Hey everybody, I'm Sam.
I'm Caleb.
And I'm Will.
And we are Working Title! Y'all, we're back. It's that time. JJK Season 2 is here.
The first episode.
This is episode 25, or episode 1 of Season 2, called Hidden Inventory. Last on, what happened?
Last on, we saw the movie, which was the prequel and the story of Yuta and gang, and Itadori, Fushiguro, Nobara were fighting crazy twin curses, and all we know is, Shibuya's next.
Woo!
Shibuya, Shibuya, roll call.
So guys, if you enjoy the reaction, leave a like, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you know when the next reaction drops. Comment down below what you think of the season so far. Are you hype as we are? And say what up. We're gonna punch it. BAM!
その夏は忙しかった。牛のように樹齢が湧いた。
Oh, yeah, baby.
He's that guy. Oh, what is this? Chainsaw Man intro?
He's gonna find Denji down there. Yes.
Ew.
It's like a grasshopper.
波乱取り込む
Why was that so elegant of an exorcism?
樹齢の味
The loser just got one-shotted, bro.
Is that hissing sound the show?
I guess the power lines.
Yeah.
Or that
I
magic
forgot.
ball.
I forgot.
私が見
Eat
たものは
curse.
何も珍しくない周知の集約
I don't like that frequency.
した上では
It is. Oh my gosh, that is driving me nuts.
Whoa, that camera filter looks crazy.
Of course you did.
Gosh. The Japanese
Ew.
haunted forest with a mansion at the top.
Yeah, that is scary.
What a cold open. How's the haunted mansion have no curses in it? No more bad juju there?
She at least said they're inside, not outside.
Okay. I'm trying to recognize who are they to us?
Is the one the girl with the front ponytail later on?
Yes.
Okay.
And then who's this?
That's a Scarface
I think
girl.
that's the girl with the scar.
Sorry, I don't remember everyone's name.
May is the name of the white-haired lady.
Okay.
Oh gosh, look at that.
Oh, they're in Luigi's mansion right now.
What's this? Clearly, I've never seen a horror movie where you don't split up. Rule number 1 to staying alive. Dude, oh god, this is like PT.
Oh no, don't even remind me of PT, bro.
The way she walked down the hallway first person, hell yeah, that's PT.
Just need like a radio broadcast telling you the news while she's doing that.
Dog.
Oh.
That's sad.
Oh. That's...
Dog?
If you scare the demon, everything's okay.
Yeah.
Are there monsters under the bed?
Ew, I hate the way this is happening. Oh no. Yeah, right.
Whoa, look at that animation.
Yeah.
That looked rotoscoped.
Big
Scream Queen. They're
Oh,
out.
damn.
そしてこの印
I love that we got this fisheye lens like going on.
印と印の間隔はランダムでしたなるほど
Here.
ループする範囲が定まっていないとすると
So what does that mean?
おそらくこういう感じで継ぎはぎ状に
So it's
結
not
界を
evenly
構成してい
paced?
る
Or you can outrun the curse?
Like it's...
崩れ
Wait,
る
what?
Interesting.
惜しい90点
Close.
Oh.
It's like an infinitely randomized, like, open world. You have to just outrun when it starts to lag, like a video game.
I think that's what they're going for.
That's what happens if you like speed too far ahead in Minecraft when you get the little wingsuit.
呪霊の展開じゃあよーい
Whoa!
She's not going that fast. Oh.
It's not even the same place.
How fast are you?
Ew, what was that? Oh, she's literally under the building.
助けに来たよ
The boy.
いいよあんなクズども
Set
ー。
trap.
肩が崩れるぞうるせえ
Why does he look like an idiot?
あ
その分のギャランティーを上乗せしてもらわない
What?
Oh, you're a boy like that.
Why are they not? Why do they
か
look
ける
dumb?
気なんだそれはそうと
He looks like a drinking glass.
飛ばいでな
It's recorded by everybody.
帳は自分で下ろすからと補助
Damn, look at this guy all
したや
young.
つがいるな
先生犯人探しはやめませんか
サトルだな
Discipline.
そもそもさここまで必要
Are they hooping?
Yes, they are.
It's time to
見ら
hoop.
れたってよくねそれだけじゃない分かった分かった
Dunk it.
Wait,
Come
wait,
on.
wait.
Windmill.
Ah. I was really hoping he was just gonna
弱い
slam that shit down.
非術師を守るためにあるそれ正論俺
Damn it.
正論嫌いなんだよねそれこそ弱者がやること
Bull crap. Damn it.
He cheated.
ポジショントークで気持ちよくなってんじゃねえよ
Oh, here we
そ
go.
こで話そうサトル
Oh shit.
寂しんぼか一人で行けよ
Come on.
天元様のご指名だ
Tengen.
Huh?
それら全てが天元様によって強度を底上げし
Who's this
あの
Tengen?
方の
Have we
力
met
添え
him?
がないと
I can't
セキュ
think
リテ
of
ィや
it.
任務の消化すらも
It's not the old guy's name, right?
No.
High school.
No.
天元様が人類の敵となる可能性もあるなるほどメタルグレイモンになる分にはいいけど
Metal
スカルグレイモンになると困るだからここからやり直す
What does this mean? I'm missing.
This is very wordy. A lot of stuff's going on.
その精
Not really
神
picking up a whole lot.
素材が漏れてしまった
I think those are Common Rider references, which is like the first form of Power Rangers or
天元
something.
様の暴走によるそれまで少女を護衛し天元様の元まで送り届けるのだ失敗すればその影響は
This mission is
一般
insane.
世界にまで及ぶ心してかかれ
Why is he
Why do they walk like that?
They're so odd.
They're walking in slow motion too.
まあいいまた今度話
It's
す
so weird to see Gojo so much in this show.
When he was very absent last time.
Yeah, when he felt like such a wizard.
は
Oh, is that bomb?
What?
Huh?
What? It's got eyeballs.
Cursed ball.
私はな
Cursed volleyball. Oh shit.
あ
Oh.
Get her!
What the? Is that the? Okay, that's the JoJo pose, dude.
Whoa.
その制服
Wow, look at
当
that
選の
shot.
術師だ
Oh, it's awesome.
先を待たせ殺すぞ
You just tried to blow her up. Why would you hand her over?
いやーセーフセーフやりすぎて怒られたくないからね泣いて謝れば殺さないでやるよこれがルールねクソガキが始まった
Literally just tears him to shreds.
もう全員じゃねえ向こうに入ったんだな今は不審者だ
Oh, this is, Megumi's. Is he related to Megumi? Oh shit.
No, it's already over.
Yeah.
Now,
Now.
as for the episode, I don't know which video will come first, but we are sharing our thoughts on this being basically like a spin-off.
Yes.
Caleb toted the words
JK
JJK.
-1. Chapter -1.
And it really is. I mean, holy moly. Other than the aesthetic being the same, this is brilliant. It's like a start over. I mean, this is. It's just like JJK Zero in a sense.
Yeah.
Fresh new story, even though we have familiar faces.
Yes. And I mean, it's for familiar faces, and I mean, I know it's a little bit early to bring it up, but a lot more, I guess, context is being added as to like who these people are, you know, what their relation to like the story is. You know what I mean? Because like other than Gojo being strong and the cool white-haired blindfolded character, it's like, you know, we really don't know as much about him, and other than he kind of has a very lax attitude to everything, and then seeing where Geto comes from and his stance on things. I mean, even in that moment where they're in the basketball court together, like you kind of see where like their ideologies. I mean, even when they first appear too, they kind of, you know, to talk about, oh, you shouldn't talk down on the weak, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna talk down on someone stronger than me. That's stupid. You know what I mean?
Dumb.
So it's like you kind of see where they both are coming from. And I think that's really like what this part of the story will set up, is considering that we are eventually going to get a clash of these two in the next arc.
Yeah.
And we really haven't been filled too much in on Gato's intentions as a whole, like everything that really drives the character. You know, we saw a little bit of the division in the movie, but obviously by the movie's part, or like in the timeline, things were already said and done. They were already on different sides, and we were coming to a clash.
And seemingly Gojo killed or thinks he killed Geto at that point.
Yeah.
So,
Sliced his head.
yeah.
Got his famous scar.
We
started off with Mei and
Mei.
Uta, I'm going to call her.
Udahime.
Yeah, Udahime.
Yeah.
Returning characters from season 1, so it is in fact the girl with the ponytail in the front of her hair.
Yes, the girl who covered her face up like this.
Should have just done that just for an indication.
Yeah.
Just like on like one side, it's like a little bit shorter, just a little bob, but she's like
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker starting
It's
to
like
form.
Right here.
You know, even after you guys tried to fill me in about the Scar Girl, I don't recognize her. Where would I have
She's the nurse who did the autopsy on Itadori.
Yeah, when he's laying there dead on the thing, and then he sits up and he's naked, and
Right.
they're like, "Oh, he's awake.
Okay.
All right, cool."
Okay.
Yeah.
And she showed up like randomly, I think, throughout season 1.
Yeah,
because she is like a teacher or
I'm not
part of the staff at the school.
I mean, she's a sorcerer. That's
She's a sorcerer.
Do you recognize any of the other people that are in this class? The Nobara, one of the trio.
No.
I don't recognize Shoko, so maybe she dies.
Dude.
I mean, the principal, who's not a principal at the time, the puppet master dude.
Yeah, I'm glad I hope he plays a bigger role. Yaga,
yeah.
I hope he plays a bigger role only because he wasn't really super present in season 1. He was one of the first characters we met, and I did enjoy him, and I wanted to spend a little bit more time.
Yeah.
And even in the movie, I feel like the teachers didn't get too much spotlight. So, that'll be nice. See his relationship with his... And it's so weird to honestly see these guys as not teachers.
Yeah.
Even though Gojo doesn't look much different to me,
He has
drawing wise.
Just for reference, we are looking at the thumbnail for JJK Zero, the movie, on Crunchyroll, and you can see how it's like a side profile shot with him with the white blindfold on. He's very like chiseled. Like you can even see like the muscle in his neck right there too. Or he's thicker at that point.
Yeah.
It's subtle little.
It's subtle little things because he does kind of look like very tiny. Like he looks like not a preteen, but he looks like a young teen.
Yeah.
I think the hair helps a lot.
And the hair too, because it's a lot
It's
shorter.
And it's like flowing downwards, which is more of a young kid thing to let their hair kind of fall down.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if I was gonna say, I feel like the Gato looks a lot younger in
He
comparison.
does,
definitely.
I think it's also the
He's like
outfit.
broader shoulders too. His robes he wears in the first season are a lot broader.
Yeah.
Makes him feel a little bit more filled out.
But he's just wearing, the sorcerer outfit, so he's very slender.
Yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked though. We were talking about the two ladies. They got put on a mission to
Just kill a curse that's harassing people. Very normal stuff. We also saw, actually, in the very, very beginning, Ghetto in the alleyway doing his, which we kind of picked up on a little bit in the movie, that he basically absorbs curses. So whatever that little like glass ball is, he can bring the curse in and exercise them and absorb them for himself to use later.
That was some Voldemort type stuff.
Yeah.
That was wild.
He said it tasted like a dirty wash rag that was covered in vomit or something.
It's disgusting.
Every time he eats a curse.
The music was so, or the
Eerie.
sound effect was so...
The like staticky, like...
The high pitch.
The high pitch.
Yeah.
It was like irritating. I thought something was wrong with the TV. I was like,
I
a mistake. It's been a while since we recorded. I must have effed up or something.
Sam's immediately like, the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want
What's
to
wrong
listen
with
to
my
this the whole time.
television?
And then, of course, it got louder. I was like, okay. Hopefully this is just a choice.
Yeah, it's just Ghetto's mind state, I guess.
To me, I was like, oh my god, it sounds like it's coming from really far. Because I felt like the sound shifted to it within the, within the episode or within that scene. So I was like, oh my god, where's it coming from? What's happening? It definitely gave me like a little bit of paranoia when he was kind of going through his like little mental mind state right there.
Bro, this show, it does the feeling of loneliness quite well in my mind. Like, while there are characters present and sometimes there are groups bigger than like 6, it has a lonely world feel to it. And maybe it's the color choices. Like, I felt this like weird dread, especially later on, the second half, when we were getting to like the more green hued city, where it was just occupied really by Gato and Gojo.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. A lot of like really interesting drawing choices this episode. We got fisheye lenses. I feel like there might have been like a 5-second rotoscope that we finally got that word down.
Yeah.
Like a stencil over somebody actually being like videoed. I also wanted to talk briefly on Mappa. It's been a while since like I feel like we've had our typical Mappa talk since Chainsaw Man probably.
Yeah.
But
So really didn't bring it up at all with Vinland Saga because it's not really noticeable.
Yeah, and that showed it did really well to like mimic that WIT look as well. But this, I was just gonna compliment it that I actually do like that Mappa is able to do different shows and not feel a whole lot of drag over. Because I feel like Chainsaw Man has a real specific look to it, with its like really nice saturation on top of desaturation. I think we talked about before how it'll go from like almost no color to like deep red and deep blues, or maybe deep oranges. And then this show is like kind of always in that desaturated field where the colors never really get super intense unless you were doing like the cursed abilities, whether it's the pink or the blue or whatever. Like that's the only time where really it pops in this show. And this they also for this show they also do that really light stencil that you get in Attack on Titan, but it doesn't look like Attack on Titan. Yeah, which I like. I like a lot. Sometimes I don't want too much crossover. I actually think there was some more crossover between Vinland and Attack on Titan, how they draw older characters, almost looking kind of creepy-ish. Yeah. But I feel like I've never gotten that. I don't really expect to get that from this season. Yeah. I mean, I think seemingly from what anime we watched on this channel, it seems for the most part whether they try and actually like pull from the manga and draw it as it was drawn, or they maybe do their little spin on it like an early AOT type of stuff, but they seem to do a good job of like separating from each series. And even sometimes too, like they talk about where it's like, we brought over the same exact team, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong, my bad, but I thought I read somewhere at one point that when they did Vinland Saga season 2, it was basically the same team that did season 1, just working for a different company. Yeah, I think they bring a lot of the same staff over. So, it does give you that opportunity to make it different, but also they seem to recreate, the original work to the best of their ability, which is always good. But yeah, I mean, to me, out of the stuff that we watch on this channel, JJK is like my favorite like aesthetic that we've gotten, and the look. Yeah, I love the color. I love the way the characters are drawn, and I feel you with the lonely feel. Like it really does. It does feel that way a lot. And I felt like it felt that way in season 1 as well. Like when like in this episode when Gojo's standing in that. I don't even know what it was. Like that little plaza when the guy with the knives runs up on him. It was weird because he's just kind of standing alone in the middle of the day in this little plateau, plaza, whatever.
But also, I don't know if you noticed, but on the ground, like the tiles, they weren't like even. Like they almost looked like distorted a little bit, and it could just be like the way the plaza is designed itself. But it almost kind of felt like everything was fixated, like the fisheye kind of look that was happening earlier in the mansion.
I really wish I did know that word. It starts with a D, by the way. I think it starts with a D. The idea of like things that just don't blend, and it gives this almost off-putting feel. Like when you have a baby crying and there's not good music playing, like a creepy music, and it gives this like something that's like not scary with something that's like low hum, and you put it together and you have like a horror film sound.
Is it like a dis word, like DIS something?
Dissonance was the word.
Dissonance.
Thank you for the definition. I knew it had a D in it, and I knew it had like a harmony in a musical tone. That's exactly what I was trying. I mean,
You do say that word a lot, actually.
he does. He says that a lot. I knew I wasn't crazy.
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance. See, I knew it had something to do with intelligence too. I was having cognitive dissonance, trying to
remember what dissonance meant.
the lack of the harmony that was like corrupt in this episode. But it has this like weird. The show has this like weird symmetrical design where nothing feels symmetrical. That is the best way I can describe it. Where things look like they're supposed to be beautiful, but there's nothing but disharmony in my heart when I watch it, and I feel very uncomfortable watching this show a lot of times. But even what you're saying is like accurate too. Season 1, the show's very isolated on just like the few. I mean, the cast. Where's all the people in these schoolrooms? It's a massive school that they function in, and the seats never get filled in.
Kids in every
seats
class.
never get filled in. It always feels lonely. There's like 2 teachers. Itadori, the main character, is died and is dead early in the show, and like no one like. We just move on to other stuff. Then we focus on a kid who's like sad, and then he dies. The show has like these horribly like troubling feelings, and then they try to make you happy about it with like its comedy, and it gives you this horrid feeling in your heart. So that's why that word with the D that I already forgot, dissonance, is so perfect for this show. Yeah. And now back to cognitive dissonance. Don't understand. Moving on.
We're having an English major in the comments like, that's not what that means actually.
Listen, according to Google,
according to what we Googled, we're going to take the definition, put it right here.
That's what that means.
That's what it means right here.
But yeah, so they finished. I mean, ultimately, the mansion part at the beginning was nothing. It didn't really matter. They just had to run out of it.
They forgot to put the veil over.
Yeah. And then Gojo did not put the veil over, so he got in trouble with the principal. We got to see the beginning clashes of him and Geto, how they don't really vibe well with each other. After getting disciplined by the principal, or their teacher
principal,
they went to the gym and kind of discussed their differences about what, they went to hoop too, and also how to utilize their strengths. Where Geto thinks that they should be doing things to help the world and the weak, where Gojo's like, that's a waste of our time. We are strong.
Which is a total 180 from where we see him in the movie, because he's like, he's like, I don't care about the...
Who's he?
Geto. He's like, I don't care about... He calls them like monkeys or whatever, like the people that don't have powers or something.
Yeah. It is,
so it's like a complete... He goes through some kind of complete turn on this logic later.
So eventually we'll get to that, I'm sure, as to why.
Whatever moment hits him where he's like, I don't care about the weak anymore or whatever.
Yeah.
A Frieza moment.
He becomes Frieza.
Yeah, perhaps he just got tired of trying too hard.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then just become cold and callous. Who knows? If that's the case, then it's probably a front, and he still has some humanity in him.
It might. Yeah.
Maybe.
For another day, in JJK 1, when we actually move forward with the show.
JJK 1.
This is like if Vinland had 2 intro chapters.
But one went farther back.
We go through chapter 0, Askeladd, goodbye. Chapter -1, Tor's time.
What a weird way to break down.
It's really
so
weird.
Far. You have season
super
1,
odd.
the movie, which takes place behind, and then season 2
even further behind the
back.
movie.
And I wouldn't even say that like the first season really like was like building up to it. Like it kind of just, this is what we're into next. Because like you said, I feel like we were building up to that like Christmas arc or whatever the Shibuya was gonna be. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this, because you gotta remember too, ultimately, like the Shibuya that is to that event right there is to get Sukuna on the bad guy's side and to capture and seal Gojo away. So like I guess ultimately it makes sense why we're gonna have the backstory of these two to understand like why they are now enemies. You know, and we even got the little tease of it in the movie where it's like, oh shoot, like he thought he killed him, and supposedly they were friends. So. So then the two boys are given a mission to go protect this vessel. So just for the explanation of Tengen, one, comment down below and tell us why without spoiling stuff. I feel like
who's a Tengen and what's a Tengen?
So here's the issue. I remember in season the fanboy, flamboyant. Sorry.
I am the god of festivals, and you guys are the god of trash, or whatever he calls them.
In season 1, if you remember the cursed twins, the cursed wombs that we ended up fighting at the end of season 1. So Tengen, or not Tengen, I'm sorry. The bad guys, Mahito and them. They stole them from going into these like interdimensional places, like these vaults that are hidden away through like literally you had to travel through portals to get there. And they made it. I know it's been a while, so just bear with me. But that's what happened, and I can't remember if this Tengen guy is the one that keeps control of all of those, or the one that creates those. I feel like that's what was said, and the way they spoke of him here, that like all the barriers around the school will be gone if he die, or if he ascends to this like higher plane and he loses his will, like we're not gonna have the protections around the school, we're not gonna have all these techniques we used to have. So I always feel as if that realm and that part of the school system is run by Tengen-sama. So
didn't they say like one of their protections around the school is like it becomes like randomized, like if you can't see through cursed techniques, the buildings constantly change.
I think so,
or something like that.
Yeah,
like you go through one door, you'll end up somewhere. It sounds like my vision of like the Infinity Castle in Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
like you go through one area and then you end up somewhere completely different.
Mansion too.
Yeah, Drum Mansion too.
But
I thought they said that in
But so I think if I'm naive, they don't remember, so we don't know. But if you want to comment without spoiling, if that person Tengen is the same as to what I'm thinking of, or can explain it a little bit better, we would appreciate it. But that's who I think that is.
I need visual cues sometimes, so it's a little challenging.
Yeah.
And then on top of meeting the whole Q group too, we have the Q group, and then like the girl that's in the milk bath as well. What was funny about
milk bath?
That's the vessel.
It looked like a milk bath.
They showed her a bunch in the intro and outro. I think we're gonna get Junpei again. I don't think she's living.
Junpei.
Is it just the black hair and the?
It might be the
emo aesthetic.
It might be that, but also they'd like to do that in the intros by lying to us. They're like, oh, they're gonna be best friends with this guy. Just kidding.
No, they're gonna be besto friendos.
Besto friendos, and then they die.
Will's going through one of the later episodes right now, and I just love that. There's just the villains chilling at the beach. Our characters are always in the dark corners of the map of our hero. The villains are always the most enjoyable spots.
They literally played soccer with one of their compatriots' heads because they just wanted to have fun.
Yeah,
Jogo or whatever his name is. They literally played a game of soccer on a beach.
Will, you give Jogo vibes.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought he was fun. Caleb and I were trying to cast ourselves into different animes, and we were trying to do JJK and failing quite miserably. I just wanted to be Mojito.
So, got the goods? Without a hitch. All 6 of the special grade Sukuna's finger cursed objects that Jujutsu High possessed. And the other special grade cursed object, Cursed Womb's death paintings, 1 through 3.
Death paintings?
That's what they were called.
Oh, okay.
Most of the temples at Jujutsu High are actually just a facade. Tengen's barrier keeps their positions changing every day.
I was right.
And so
within those, only one of over 1,000 doors actually leads to the storeroom that holds cursed objects as dangerous as the fingers.
Okay.
Is that why this season part is called the whatever hidden
inventory?
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. So, okay, we were right, or I was right, Caleb was right, that this Tengen guy is the guy that maintains the protections of the school. So he basically created a giant maze and barrier and hidden doors and traps. And apparently he has more, I mean, the way they made it seem in the episode, that he has more abilities to protect everything. So.
Great ass memories, these two. Holy moly. I think this is where Sam's homework is going to come in. It's time to rewatch the show for myself.
Yes. But yeah, so the teacher explained that, you know, there's two groups that are after the vessel. One worships Tengen like a god, and they think that him, you know, tainting his essence with the vessel,
the plasma star,
the plasma star vessel would be unholy, so they want to kill her and stop her from doing that. And then the non-sorcerer human ones, what was the reasoning that he said they didn't want this to happen? They just don't like sorcerers.
Beef.
I don't know.
Beef stroganoff.
To be more learned about in episode 2, 3, and 4, and 5.
Yeah, and basically at that point, Gojo and Homeboy just went on the hunt, and they're now we're in the midst of a fight. So, and you know, the thing that's going to be great about this is that these two are super. Oh, there is one more thing, but these two are super strong. So, seeing them, you know, get involved, and I mean, do you remember what Gojo did to the butcher dude at the end of season 1?
Did he just like remove his hands?
He
like crushed
literally-
his hands.
He
to
like
pieces?
twisted his limbs completely.
Wasn't that the hollow purple moment?
No, that
was after that.
He shot the plant monster thing with it, and it like split it in half before it ran away.
No, but before that is when the dude that wanted to turn him into a coat rack.
Yeah, I want to turn you into a coat rack, and he just did like this, and the guy just turned into goo. Like his arms turned into goop.
Gojo is untouched, literally.
Void.
But he said that he's like, remember, we are the strongest. So he thinks that them two together are the two strongest sorcerers. So maybe.
But that's what I'm saying is these two, like him alone is pretty strong. Those two together seem unstoppable.
Yeah, dynamic duo.
I want to see Geto.
Yes.
I want to see more of what he does. Is he the one that spawned the giant worm creature in this episode?
Yeah, he summoned a big worm.
Yeah, it was like a worm and a worm. It was weird. What was that?
Well, he summoned the worm to come under the curse. And the thing with the two faces was the curse.
Weird.
Yeah. And then, the last but not least, we saw the big muscle man. His name is his name is Toji. I know that. And the guy asked him. He said, you know, Zenin, like he was talking, and Zenin is one of the three major families. Right. They you know, and he related to Maki and Mai. And he said that I took on the name
of my wife,
Fushiguro, which that's the same explanation that we got about Fushiguro's past. So I don't know. I can't remember if that guy is his dad or not.
Oh.
And I remember when Gojo
he has like a deep past, doesn't he? Doesn't he have like a very like dark family matter?
That matters.
The camera's about to get really dark.
1 second.
Father who named me Megumi has no regard for my gender.
Caleb's right.
I think it's funny that he said my dad didn't care about my gender when he named me, because I'm pretty sure Megumi is usually a girl's Japanese name.
Megumi.
Or it might be like, what's like a genderless name, like Casey or Jesse or something. Taylor.
君のお父さんさ、全員っていういいとこの術師の家系なんだけど、僕が低レベルのろくでなしで。
Yeah, I mean, so ultimately, I think that Toji dude is. I don't know if that's. I mean, it makes sense with what Gojo said, that he basically made Fushiguro to be his trump card against
the
Zenin clan, and that guy then says, "Oh, that used to be my name, but my name's Fushiguro now." I mean, sounds like dad to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a lot unfolding before our very eyes.
It was so word heavy. This is going to be a very wild first few episodes of a season.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to expect, really. I'm just here for the journey, really. Ultimately, I just want to see Gojo and Geto pop off more than anything. It's one thing I can always expect from the show.
Yeah. A nice old-fashioned, big-budget anime fight.
Hell yeah. think people need more of that.
You know, we need more American culturally relevant references. You know, we had Lord of the Rings, we had Jennifer Lawrence's ass. You know, like we need to keep those up. Like whatever Power Ranger bullshit he was talking about, I don't know what the
They
hell
brought
he
up
meant by
Kamen
that.
Rider and thinking, yes, everyone will get this.
No.
They definitely did. They're
I was
like,
like,
we are the Japan They're the Japan audience. They're like, this is good. Our kids still watch the show.
We need it.
But the American audience is
we
like,
need
what did he just say? I don't know what that is.
Human Centipede 2, they had that. That was a reference they made in the season 1.
Ah. Ew! What the fuck?
I have nothing more else to say.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm ready for episode 2 next week.
Well, guys, for now, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, because we are going to be here for all of season 2. And if you want more of that, you've got to stay subscribed. Comment down below your thoughts. What are you hoping for from this season? We'll see you in the next episode. Ponche!
Yeah!
Hello. Welcome to Working Title ASMR.
Feels good to be back.
I am chewing gum right now. I am chewing gum right now.
Low-key, like, damn, life sucks.